Internet, welcome to the Collective Arcana, a channel all about tabletop gaming. So today's video is on Taryon Darrington because the live show is on Saturday and we will be there. We're really excited. We can't wait to see everybody. Looks like a ton of people in the painting groups and stuff are going to be there, and from the online groups and Twitter and all sorts of stuff. So if you see us, say hi. So for now, I just want to jump into this video. And as soon as I get this filmed, I'm actually going to finish Dodie. He's almost done. You might get a little sneak peek. But so Terry is done. He was very detailed. He's got a lot of little tiny things on here that were kind of a pain. Mostly the little swirly doodles on his boots. So his flash lines weren't terrible. He did have a little something funky on his sheath on his sword, and he had an arm gap which I filled in with milliput, which maybe isn't 100% necessary, but definitely helps if you're trying to do your best for display. And of course, as always, I primed him in the same primer I always use. And since I don't have a white primer yet, I went ahead and painted him up in a light color just so that some of my silver paints are kind of see-through, so I wanted to have like a light color underneath it so that it wouldn't darken the mini. Taryon's supposed to have brand new sparkly armor, so I wanted to make sure it looked that way instead of being like worn. And sometimes the black underneath can make it look that way. I ended up using the Reaper paint for this silver, and that stuff's pretty thick. It covers pretty well, so it didn't end up being a big deal, but still not a bad idea to put a light color underneath just in case. But I did end up highlighting it with one of my thinner paints just to make it like a little brighter. So I was referencing the artwork to see like what kind of colors to do, and it looked like he had like red fabric underneath the armor, and that fabric was a little harder to find on the mini than as it showed in the art. So I kind of marked it sloppily on the mini just so you could see it, and use that as a guide to see where that red should go. I had Wyatt look at it with me, and we kind of had to figure out how the armor was structured, and we went from there. All I did was just a regular, just like a brick red color, and I black washed it. I wish I had a very simple way for you to do the gold trim, but unfortunately you just have to be really patient with it. You could dry brush if that's the look you want to go for, especially if you're doing it in one color. Like let's say you're doing like a bronze and a gold or something like that, it would work great. It would be a lot easier than what I did. But because I did silver and gold and I wanted really clean lines, I just went in and hand painted everything. And that was fine on the trim, but the swirls and stuff were a pain. And the best thing I can say is to be a little messy with it, but then clean up with the silver after. That was sort of what ended up working for me, so that's about the only tip I have. I wish there was an easier way. For his hair and his face, I kept it simple. I used the skin colors right out of the bottle, golden blonde hair from Reaper, and then I did like a brown wash over the hair, and I did a flesh wash on the skin, and I left it alone. The sculpt is really detailed, so it doesn't need a whole lot of detail work. Definitely do that if you enjoy it, but a lot of times I just rely on the sculpt for the face, and that ends up looking better than when I try to go in there and paint features and get fancy with it. A good sculpt will go a long way. For his little jewels, I used a teal metallic paint from Art Deco, just from the craft store. It's not miniature painting paint. It was $2 for a 2-ounce bottle. And it worked great. I love the metallic paints. They are so fun to use on minis, especially for jewels and gems. I did put it on straight, and then I just dabbed a little light blue metallic for a highlight. And then I ended up washing it with like a really thinned out, just standard blue color to give it a little more depth. But it looked fine by itself too. And that's all there really is to Terry. He was definitely one of the more detailed minis, that's for sure. And he was in a lot better shape than some of the other ones as well. So I've actually done videos on all of Vox Machina so far, so if you need help with them, just check those videos out. Or you can check out the blog. I've got some still photos if you just need something to reference. I've also got Jester and the Pumots done, and I'm going to be finishing up Dodie here today. So after Dodie, I'll jump right into the Mighty Nine set, and I'll be sure to have all those photos and stuff on the blog too. I hope your minis are going well, and I hope that these videos are helping you. And if they are, please give me a like, a subscribe. They help me see what kind of content you guys are here for. So thank you so much for showing up, for watching, and I'll see you next time.